Hello everyone, I'm here to chime in about Miss Remy Healing's Divine Masculine reading. I wasn't sure that I was going to do one of these, as many of you seem to have also thought, but there were a few things that popped up for me that I thought might lend to the discussion. In particular, when Rem drew the card of what she called the two suns, it reminded me of a drawing I did on my iPad years ago. There were a sequence of drawings, in fact, that I did around the end of December 2016 and within January of 2017. And I'm going to display them here now so that you can see each of those. In particular, there was one that I did, I think it was the one on the 2nd of January, and that seemed to really mirror the card that Reem pulled, and that's what brought my attention mostly to doing this. The one following that is an image that does very strongly suggest masculinity and a water aspect and growth occurring with many people around and love. It's an interesting drawing for me because I do not normally draw human forms in my drawings, although it does occasionally happen. So it seemed to be a significant drawing at that time. In current years, I've been really focusing since I believe March of 2020 on a theme of seeds. They've been rather spread out. One started with longing for the home within. And there was an aspect of that drawing in which I referred to a sacred space in my heart and where a seed was beginning to grow. The next was a drawing called Heart Seeds. I'm not remembering the date right now. There are videos available on these drawings and the reflections that I did during drawing them. This drawing had aspects of both water and fire and a growth of a tree in between them. The more recent drawing I did was on near the winter solstice of last year, and this was talking of underneath the heart seeds and of the gold that was being gathered for the next step. Traveling a bit into my current experiences, it was a couple of weeks ago that I was watching the Shaman's Cave channel, and Sandra Ingerman suggested a journey as a seed. And so I took this journey as a seed, and I saw an opening where there was a room and a spiral of light that I walked toward. And when I walked toward it, it went down, opened a path that went down into what I believe was my sacred space or temple. But I noticed that I kept looking at the wall and didn't want to look at my fire. And finally I decided to turn around and tend to my fire, and then saw the smoke rise up and the jewels along the walls where my essence was flowing. So there's another drawing with that regard, and I'm trying to remember what the outcome of that was, but I'll show that one too. So there was this theme of recognizing within myself that my fire was not being tended to, or it was too low. On the other hand, in doing a journey for my mother recently, I found that her fire was just raging out of control. And so to balance this, my most recent video talks about honoring our sacred fire and finding that place where it is not too low and not too high. And a final experience was just at the end of March, beginning of February. I had a dream where the person who I perceived to be my counterpart or mirror in this world had pointed to his bare belly and invited me to kiss it. And again, that seemed to follow around this idea of honoring or building or being vulnerable to our inner fire. So I do have a video at the end of this that is about the particular intention of Reams of birthing the divine masculine. But within that, I drew some cards. So the first one that I drew was from the Beyond Lemuria deck. And the card is Transformation, number 53. And it says, self-nurturing, going within, time alone, being present with your feelings, cocooning, before the butterfly, being gentle on yourself, and an angelic embrace. And the artist here states that this painting started with the name, I Need a Hug. This painting started with the name, I needed a hug, so I painted one. During the creation process, the image underwent a profound transformation that paralleled the journey I was taking deep within myself. This card signifies going towards inwards and being truly present with wherever you are at in your process. It emits a sense of self-nurture and space that is held as a container for our delicate and vulnerable gestation periods. So again, this seems to follow back to what I was saying about our vulnerabilities of fire and tending to our fire. The next card I pulled was from the Sacred Spirit deck. And it was 15, Eternal Union, New Love is Forming. And the part that I thought was significant here was currently meeting new people will bring great conversations. Interesting people will enter your life now to teach you something valuable about yourself and your interests or passions in life. Social gatherings and casual meetups will create opportunities for meaningful connections. Right now, you're being encouraged to actively listen to others. For those who you despise or see as enemies, view these people as possible soul connections. They are there to teach you life lessons and challenge your structured belief systems. So I think this notes being in the pandemic situation and isolated, and how it's now starting to come to an end and it's time to go out and be with people again. It also seems to allude to the current war in the Ukraine and Russia. And I won't go into that. I'm sure we have our own opinions about that. But just that of honoring our sacredness of who we all are as human beings in the world. I think the next card was from the Mother Mary Oracle deck. And it is Our Lady of Passion, number 9. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I thought that I was going to number 9 in the book here. But I'm on number 8 as I open it. And that's what I had read actually before I started. So I think I'm going to read both of these little introduction aspects. So number 8, Our Lady of Promise says, I promise you new life. Whatever you release shall become sacred fertilizer for your new life. I promise that as you trust in me, I will guide you to the fulfillment of your heart's destiny. Do not shy away from what I ask of you. As you trust in me, I will lead you through fear and doubt, from fatigue and struggle into boundless energy of compassion and passionate purpose. I promise you new life. Let me ignite the passionate fire of your sacred heart so that you can burn with love and bring light into the world. So I was thinking when I first read this card that it was again going back to the sacred fire that I had been attracted to recently. Now number 9, the actual card that I pulled, says, I know the secret fire that burns in your heart. Even if you cannot remember it, deep within you will yearn for its excitement, energy, and direction. I gift you a gift. I bring you a gift of awakening that... Okay, again. I bring you a gift of awakening to that passion within, a gift of remembering your purpose, a gift of energy, direction, and endless divine support to manifest your passionate purpose in this lifetime. Dare to dream of your fulfillment, beloved. I bring you the resources you need to succeed so that all of this planet may benefit from your heart on fire with divine passionate purpose. They're both pretty similar, but all very much centered on passion. The last card that I could pull was from the Earth Power Oracle deck. And the card is Tana Lot. And this card says, the places in between are important for my growth. I can release myself from worry and suffering if I choose. Now let go of all that no longer serves me. And in looking and reading this card, what I really see is again, a reflection of the upper and lower, almost like the two suns again. Even though it's not showing that, that's what I'm feeling about it. So I think that's about it in my reflections. And now I'm going to let you enjoy the art process of holding the intention of rebirthing the divine masculine. And my reflections are within that. This process is about just holding the reflection. This process is just about holding an intention and then allowing your body to grab colors and to move. So it's not a mind-driven process, it's a body-driven process that then bring about reflections that I note within the video. So I hope this is helpful for you all, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Ooh.